Mama. Mama. Mom. 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 Mom.
Mom.
Being a mom is a full-time job,
Some days you wonder if you're even going to keep it together.
but you're not alone.
Because we've got your back.
We're single moms talking about parenting, divorce, dating.
And everything else in between.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Jesenia.
This is Splitting Upward.
Hello again.
Hi
Hello.
there.
I'm Jesenia.
I'm Julie,
And this is
Splitting Upward.
Thanks for joining us again. We missed you.
Yeah, where'd you go?
How you doing, Mama and Papas?
Oh, I thought you were asking me how I was doing.
Oh, how are you?
Okay.
How are
I'm
you?
okay. It's been a long week.
It has been.
We had a lot of stuff go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of people had to go to the hospital.
Oh.
Not everybody's okay. Thank goodness everybody's okay. There was
Yeah.
a minute there I thought maybe I was gonna go.
Oh no.
I think I had a touch of the food poisoning.
What did you eat?
I lost 2 pounds.
What
Don't
did
I
you
look
eat?
great?
Oh, that's great.
Hello.
What kind of food did you eat?
You know what? I think that if that's what it was spinach, which was like the healthiest thing in the world.
But it could have, like, E.
But it
coli
could have
or-
like a thing.
Yeah.
And we were out at a restaurant, and I was like, let me be healthy. Let me get some spinach. And my oldest, who actually likes spinach.
Yeah.
My other two not so much. So I put some on a plate, and he takes one bite, and he's like, "Ooh, no, that's not right." And I was like, "Oh, it's fine for me."
I
And
paid
of
for
course,
this.
I just shovel it in my mouth.
this spinach. I'm going to eat it.
3 hours later, it found its way out.
Now you know.
Ew. Stay away from the spinach. Make sure your spinach is washed.
You got to listen to your kid when they... Well, I think it was last night. Yes, last night. I was sitting down watching Netflix, you know,
as
on
you
my
do.
couch, as I do.
Netflix
kind of
and
like,
chill?
as soon as I get home, I do my exercise contraption machine that I bought. I forgot even what it's called, but it's terrible and I hate it. But I know that I need to work out,
is it?
whatever.
Like an elliptical?
It's like a
the Nordic
it's a-
track thing.
It's something like that. Okay. So I do that, and then I just sit down, eat, and veg, and usually watch Netflix. So they have a new show. Actually, it's not a show. It's a movie. It's called Otherhood.
Oh my gosh. So did you watch it?
I watched it.
Okay, because I'm terrified to watch it.
I was
So-
terrified as well.
So okay, so how, so.
But I
can
said,
do
you know
it?
what? This really goes... it goes perfectly with what we do here with the show. And I said, you know what? I'm going to watch this movie. I'm going to see if it's any good. And if it's any good, I'm going to talk about it on the show.
Okay, what's the synopsis
there you
of the
go.
show
It's
for the
good.
people that don't know
Okay,
Otherhood?
so it's about these 3 moms, and they're played by, I have their names here, Patricia Arquette, Angela Bassett, and Felicity Huffman.
Oh, did we forgive her?
Who cares?
Okay.
She's an actress.
Yes, we did. She's a mom. She
I mean,
did what
look,
she had to do.
everybody makes their mistakes.
That's true.
So it's about these
Good
3
cast.
moms. They live in the suburbs, right? And they have sons. Each of them have one son. You have 3.
I have 3, but
we
whatever.
need 2 more
same
moms
thing.
to
Like,
make this
okay.
happen.
Or I got to get rid of 2. Either way.
Oh, no, maybe.
Never.
All right, so it's 3 moms, 3 sons. Each of them have a son. They're all the same age, so they all kind of grew up with each other.
Oh, wow, okay.
Now, one is married. No, actually, 2 are married.
No spoilers, by the way.
I'm trying not to. And Angela Bassett, her husband passed away, so she's alone now in
single
her
mom.
house. Yeah, I mean, well, here's the whole thing. Like, so it was Mother's Day. The show starts on Mother's Day, and they haven't heard from their kids. Not one phone call, nothing. One of them actually sends flowers to themselves.
Oh.
Yeah, because they felt so bad. Okay.
Boys, I will find you, and I
Girl.
will tan you. Do not forget Mother's Day.
You will tan. I will
Ever.
tan you. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like tan with it. Whatever.
With the switch.
With it, exactly.
Well, these. I mean, okay. It just like kind of resonated with me because I have like this fear
gonna make me cry.
that my son is going to, like, not have a relationship with me when he ultimately leaves, my house. I just have one which
Lock
is
the
very
door.
much like them. So they had this special connection with their son, and it's
you have
also
a
that
beautiful-
male-female
you have a
type of
beautiful relationship with your boy.
I love him. I mean, we talk about everything. We joke around all the time.
We
But
had
let me
him on
tell
the
you,
show.
when he's not in the house, I'm super happy. It's like, yes, I get to walk around
I get it.
naked. I'm
I
super
get it.
happy. But now when he gets older, I spoke about it actually with him. I spoke about the movie with him after it was over. I told him, I said, are we going to have like a good relationship when you get older? And that's what happens to the ladies. It's just they're kind of like now forcing this relationship with their sons. I'm not going to give too much information away. You're going to love it. It ends up good because it's just a story.
like a Lifetime movie, but it's a Netflix movie. But
Yeah,
okay.
with Angela Bassett, which was cool to watch
She's
her.
awesome.
And just a discovery of how these moms are transitioning from being mom to being other, which
Right.
is you're no
Motherhood,
longer
otherhood. I get it.
You don't have to mother them at this point. You just are there for them.
Isn't that the same thing as mothering?
No, it's more like a friendship. It's more like a trust friendship. I don't need to check up on you. You're a grown man. You got this. But if you ever need me, I'm here for you. You know what I mean?
So this is actually a very important question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Boys, stop listening now. At what? No, seriously, stop listening. At what point? At what age? I'm going to say this out loud. At what age do I stop tracking them?
When they leave your house. When they leave your house to go live on their own and they're
Like out of college, though, right?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
supporting themselves.
All right, I have a little more time.
Yeah, they're supporting themselves. They're adults. They're adults.
I know I've gotten flack
Yeah.
from other moms about me tracking my kids.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though. They know I do.
Okay.
I make them, in front of me, share their location with me.
Okay.
And I explain to them
Yeah.
very succinctly, this is for you, not me. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm not tracking you, and I text you, and you don't respond, and then I text you again, and you don't respond again, I'm convinced you're in the gutter,
Dead.
and I'm flipping out.
I hear you.
Right? So at least if I am tracking you, I just look, see where you are, and then I don't have to bug you. So ultimately,
like as
it's
moms-
about you, and it's ultimately about not making me a crazy person.
I hear you. Listen, I feel like as moms, we think the worst immediately. Our minds go to the worst scenario.
Yep.
Oh, it starts when they start eating with a fork. It's like, oh my God, do
Goes
not
an
pierce
eye.
your tongue or your face or, you know what I
Don't
mean?
stab your brother.
It's like, be careful. You watch him the whole time. Can he do it? Can he do it? Yeah, he could do it. And I tried doing that. I tried.
the tracking?
I told my son, yep.
Oh, no.
I
Okay.
said, listen, I want to put this on your phone because if something happens or like if you lose your phone, I could still track it. He was not buying any of it. He said, Mom, you don't trust me. You're being overprotective. You didn't have a phone when you were a kid. Nobody tracked you. And I'm like,
the world looked
thank goodness.
Right. But the world looked different then.
I mean, it was still kind of the same. Kids were still doing crazy things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I understood where he came from. And at that point, he felt like, I didn't trust him. And I get that. I have to build this sort of trust relationship. But I'm very, 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 very adamant about him communicating with me.
Right.
When you get there, let me know. When you are coming home, let me know. Anything from point A to point B, let me know. Because I know what time it takes for you to get from, 34th Street to the
yeah.
Bronx.
Yep.
I know how long it's going to take you. And if you are having train trouble, you are too, let me know. So in a way, he is his own GPS for me.
Right. But if he's good at communicating with you.
He's not.
Then you got to track his ass.
But it's an ongoing type of thing. You know, I'm trying to always communicate with him, and I'm trying to teach him that he has to communicate with me. So I don't give him slack about it. You know, I give him hell about it every single time. Oh, you're nagging me. Yeah, well, you know what? The nags work.
Yep.
Because the nags are like embedded into your skull every single time.
Right. You hear me in your head. So
Literally.
again, the for me, so there's an app out there called Life 360 that a lot of people are using, and then the
Yes.
whole family's on it.
That's the one I tried to use.
Right. So I mean, you could just find my iPhone and whatever. If you have an iPhone, it's much easier to track somebody.
Right.
But so Life 360, like there's a part of it that seems a little invasive, right? Because it'll ping you when they got to school. It'll ping you when they leave school. One thing that another parent who uses it told me that I thought was so cool. If they're in a car, it'll actually tell you how fast the car is going.
What?
So if they're driving and they're speeding, you're going to get an alert. So there's an aspect of that I think is actually really cool.
Yeah. But then what are you going to do? Okay. The car's going fast. What are you going to do
Right,
about
because
it?
you're not going to call them because then they're
No,
going to
'cause
answer the
they're
phone while they're
driving.
driving fast.
Right. So here's the thing. I mean, I get it. I know we want to know where they are at all times. I know we want them safe. Okay? I mean, you have 3. You have spares. You know? I always tell my son, I don't have a spare. I don't have another one to fall back on. You know what I mean?
You know, it's interesting. Not to totally bring the mood down, but I'm going to bring.
No, don't bring it down.
I'm sorry. I lost my only brother. Right, so my brother passed away, and at that point we had 2 kids.
Yes.
And my ex-husband is one of 4.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he was like, if one of my brothers goes, I will still have 2 more. We have to have another kid.
Right.
To protect, God forbid something should happen.
Yeah.
And that always stuck with me.
That's interesting.
So, and it is, and look, it's a beautiful thing. Like my boys, I love my boys. My boys are amazing.
Of course.
But so that's why I track them. To make sure that they're okay every second of every day.
I understand why you track them. I just think that maybe you should ease off a little bit. You know why? Because it will open up the communication on where they're going, you know, what time they got there, things like that.
Right, we do that. We have that as well. But I also, part of it is, I don't want to have to bug you. You're going to a party? Fine. I got to check. Oh, he's there already. I don't have to worry. Yeah. Right? Because if he, because maybe I'm only talking about one of you. But if they were communicating on a regular basis, like I have one son, I won't say which one, but you know who you are, who's really good at texting me all the time. Yeah. Mom, I'm leaving school. Mom, I'm almost home. Literally, he's so cute because he'll say, Mom, I totally forgot to text, but I'm walking in the door. And then literally walk in the door. And I'm sitting right there. Like, okay. Yeah. But thank you. So super thoughtful. Yeah. I don't track him very often. Right. Actually, ever. The others maybe a little bit more. Right. But so, look, there's helicopter parenting that goes way too far. Yes. But I think there's some good aspects to the tracking. So there. And being a single mom
you got both spectrums.
Exactly. So being a single mom is hard. It's challenging. That's why we're here for you. Yes. That's why we actually have a great guest coming up. Her name, we're going to get the story because we got to know.
It's the coolest name ever.
Neferteri Plessy. So Neferteri makes us think of Nefertiti, right? Yeah. So there's got to be a story with her name.
There has to be.
and she is the co-founder of Single Moms Planet, which in our research we found super great organization. So we're going to listen.
Again, get your pen and paper together.
Can't speak.
It's okay.
We're going to...
Neither can I most of the time. And this is Neferteri Plessy. Hi, Neferteri.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. And now Neferteri is the founder of the single parenting community and nonprofit organization called Single Moms Planet. That's awesome. Tell us about Single Moms Planet, please. But first, hold on.
Yeah, no. We have a bigger question.
We have a bigger question. It's not bigger, but it's been killing us. Tell us about your name, Neferteri.
Oh, my goodness. So my father named me Neferteri Sheba Plessy. So he said I'm going to give her 2 queen names back to back.
Right.
Yes.
So it's Neferteri.
Neferteri. Yes, Neferteri. And it means here comes the beautiful one.
Yes,
Aw,
ma'am.
love that.
That's lovely. Okay, good. Now we know. So, all right, now,
Yes.
now,
That's
now let's get down to
awesome.
business.
That's a good daddy. Yeah, well, yeah, we wanted to know how did you start what inspired you to start Single Moms?
So my
Planet?
mom raised me as a single mom. So that was my first introduction to single motherhood. But then I got married. We had 2 kids. We got divorced, and I said, "Oh my God, how did my mom do this?" I could not fathom how we all, how I survived and I was an adult and she kept me alive, on her own.
Yes.
So I said, wow, I want to figure out how to help other single moms that maybe don't have the support system, because I do co-parent with my ex-husband. I have my mom who actually lives with me. I have my stepdad. I have a really great community of people that support me, but there's a lot of moms who don't have that. And that's how I grew up. My mom didn't have a big support system. And that's how Single Moms Planet pretty much came to fruition, is by something that I experienced personally and wanted to give back to the community.
It's definitely an incredible venture, and I know through some of the research that you've done and that we can easily find, it seems like 1/3 of all kids grow up in a single motherhood household, which is kind of remarkable when you think about it.
Yeah, it's happening more and more often.
The worst statistic that we found was that 30% of those families are living below the poverty line. And so what I love, it seems like Single Moms Planet is definitely doing something to try to help change that. So what are some of the things that Single Moms Planet does to try to help women raise their families in a way that makes them not, food challenged and home challenged and just, being sustainable?
So our number one initiative at Single Moms Planet is financial literacy. And the reason why we chose financial literacy is because most of the things that single parents and single mothers experience, as far as, sleep deprivation, not having enough food to provide for their kids and or themselves so they don't eat, just all types of, mental issues. Some of them go through wanting to commit suicide. We did a lot of research, and it really just it began from not having the financial wherewithal. Even though you may be making a decent living, it doesn't mean that you're financially literate. And so teaching and training the moms and the families how to break the poverty cycle. Most women in general, regardless if you were married or single, we tend to die in poverty more so than men. And so it's just really important to know about a trust, to know what happens to you if what happens to your kids if something happens to you, making sure that everything is in order and having that conversation. Do you have life insurance? Do you have life insurance on your kids? If something happened to one of your kids, it's going to cost you $15,000. Maybe that, having the right medical plan. We have those conversations that a lot of people don't want to have, but we want to make sure the mothers are not going through, issues that they could have avoided if someone would have sat down and had the conversation with them and then had the proper people around them to help secure the things that they need to strive and survive.
Oh, yeah. We hear so many stories about divorces that happen, and then the spouse, the wife, typically ends up being, well, he took care of everything. I don't even know where the bank account is.
Right.
I don't know where the life insurance policy is, the health insurance, all of that. So this is amazing that you are finding an avenue to help women become financially literate. I know I still struggle with it. So it's great.
Thank you. And we have we're actually in the process right now of creating online curriculum so that it can be accessible throughout the world, really. We are a national nonprofit organization, and our goal is to be global. And so we want anyone, no matter where you are, no matter what your financial circumstances, that you can have access to this information and get ahead of life, right? Instead of life happening to you, you're making life happen. And that's really what we are about at Single Moms Planet.
I wish I knew about Single Moms Planet. How long ago did you start it?
So we started 5 years ago, and we became an official nonprofit in 2016. So we're not we're not that old, but we've been around for a little while and really just in the community. We started off in Los Angeles, California, and everything just started to grow from there. And we really even when I started, I didn't really even know how many single mothers there were. I didn't know that I had a lot of my friends were single mothers and relatives that I knew that were single mothers, or women that were currently married but were a teen mom and they had experienced single motherhood for 17 years, and then they got remarried at a later time and may have had started another family. So a lot of information was coming out. We have women who are 89 and 90 years old that come to our events just to say, I just had to see this because I raised my kids as a single mom, and I'm just so pleased to see that there's a community and a resource out there for moms now.
Oh my gosh, it's such like a wonderful thing. I was reading about it and I thought, I wish I had this. I wish I had this. And I mean, because it's such a wonderful thing to know that you can, if you have any questions, if you have any like financial questions, or if you need help or anything, and you don't have the family to go to, you know what I mean? This is a wonderful, wonderful organization to have at your fingertips, And now tell me, how can somebody join? How can somebody get in contact with you and just reap some of the benefits that your organization offers?
So you can find us at singlemomsplanet.org, and we can also be found on our social media at Single Moms Planet. And we have tons of resources online. We deal with co-parenting. We are really advocates for healthy co-parenting and communication and not counting dad out if he is wanting to be involved and he's a healthy figure in the kid's life. If you let dad win, we're really about that, like setting dad up for the win, because in the end, then mom can win. She can have that free time to herself. She can go and, date if she wants to, or just go sit by the pool and read.
100%.
Whatever she wants to do. And so we're really an advocate for that.
So how does a co-parenting program work?
We have these programs called mastermind brunches. And within our mastermind brunch series, we have curriculum around co-parenting. We have curriculum around dating and financial literacy. And so we have these sub events that go into that. And then we also give counseling to individual parents. So we've done counseling where we talk straight to dad, and we've done counseling where we've spoken to mom, and then they come back together. And we set them up on a program where they're able to really navigate through the co-parenting in a healthy way. And most of the times the co-parenting is not working out because they're still trying to deal with fixing each other. Right. They're still looking at what's wrong with the other person. Well, you're not together anymore. That's why it's called co-parenting. It's not co-relationship.
Yes.
Right.
It's not about y'all.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're literally wasting your time. If you wanted to fix each other, you should have stayed in a relationship and worked that out.
Yes.
But now we're dealing with the parenting. So that means that you have to be parenting, which means the kids are what the topic should always be. The topic are the kids. And if you get off topic, go back to the topic, because it's not about what you don't like about him or her. It's about really going in on what's best for the kids.
So does that aspect of the program where you do counseling, is that free, or how do people take advantage of it?
Yes, we actually do not charge for our counseling program. So, but we do have membership. Really, so once you become a member of Single Moms Planet, our membership is $99, and that's for the year. That gives you access to the programming that we offer within the organization.
Okay.
That sounds worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it.
Yes. And it gives you access to so many other things. We actually just got back from Catalina Island, which is about an hour boat ride from LA, and we took 60 moms and kids camping. And it was just really amazing. Yeah. We have our sponsors, the Scouts of America and SoCal Edison. And it was just a real blast. It's our third year doing it. And so they get to go kayaking, sailing, rowboating, snorkeling.
Oh my God, I'm totally joining. I'm totally joining.
Amazing. Yeah.
If you do one at a spa, I'll join.
We do. We have a spa partner.
Hey now.
Yes, we do. We have spa events. One of our board members, she is in the fashion world. And so we do spa events. We do fashion events. We have jewelry events. So we have a lot of different side note events that we do. And then we also focus mostly on our programming.
And I understand that one of your big events is the Single Mom Awards.
Yes, we do
Tell us
Single
about that.
Moms Awards.
We're booking our flights.
Yeah, like we're
tell
so
us more
excited about
it.
this.
Yes, we do the Single Moms Awards. Some of the honorees that we've had last year, we had Anastasia of Beverly Hills was our Single Mom Visionary of the Year, who is the CEO of Anastasia of Beverly Hills, the cosmetic billionaire single mom.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And then we just honored at our recent award show Tosca Musk. And Tosca is the CEO of a company called Passionflix, and she is the sister of Elon Musk. And so, yeah, so it was just a pleasure just to see her. She's such a dynamic woman. And so we like to highlight, and Tosca's story is just phenomenal because she became a single mom by choice. She actually had in vitro, and
Respect.
you know, she has a great story because she was like, you know, I'm in my career and I'm doing what I love, but I don't really have time to date for a year, get to know you, then we don't like each other, or you know, I gotta start dating somebody else again. And she's like, you know, I want to have a baby, I want to have kids, and so she has 2 twins. And so we're able to highlight really amazing women, and that's how we primarily raise the majority of our money is at our award show.
All right, well, we're going to try to come.
I mean, that's wonderful. Now, okay, you're talking about raising money. That's important within this organization, correct? Now, tell me, I mean, if someone is listening right now and they're like, wow, that's a really great organization, I may not need the services, but I would love to help the organization grow and provide some assistance for a mom or a few moms. How can they do that?
So they can do that through our website at Single Moms. It's www.singlemomsplanet.org. And through the website, they can see the programs that we offer, and they can actually donate to the program they want to participate in. So it could be the financial literacy, where they can send a family through a year of programming for financial literacy, or it could be co-parenting classes, or even we support with childcare as well. So if a family, you know, that's how most single moms, they need support with childcare. It's expensive.
That's right.
And so, yeah, we try to help bridge the gap with that. And so you can also help a mom with, you know, a day of childcare or a week of childcare. And so we're trying to give that 360 appeal. And so we do that through our giving. And you can also do a fundraiser too. You can donate your birthday to Single Moms Planet and do a fundraiser on Facebook or an outside portal. You can do a fundraiser for Single Moms Planet. So there's lots of different ways that people can support us.
That's fantastic. And it's a tax-deductible donation?
Yes, we are a registered 501c3 nonprofit, and we have our taxes done.
Nice.
Yes.
It's a write-off, people.
Very
so
nice.
Help. We're talking with Neferteri Plessy, who is the founder of Single Moms Planet. So, Neferteri, we do here at Splitting Upward, Jesenia and I are both single moms, and
Yes.
so we're trying to create a community as well. So we get a lot of questions from our listeners. So we're hoping you'll stick around and answer some questions with us.
I would love to.
All right, so we're going to go with the first question that we have. Taylor from Pennsylvania. Hey, Taylor. She says, I'm recently divorced and my 10-year-old son lives with me full time. I'm so worried about making sure my son knows I'm there for him and find myself impulsively checking in with him, asking how he's doing, but I'm nervous I'm doing this too much. How do I know if I'm being an attentive mom or just making things feel not normal? I get it. I get it totally.
Can you explain it to me?
I get it totally because my son is always telling me, Mom, you're being overprotective, Mom. My son is 16, Neferteri. And you know what? It's a thin line. It's a thin line, I think. The lines are blurred on whether, you know, you're just being mommy or, you know, you're just kind of being too much because that's your only child. And I think it happens a lot with the only child, only children.
Yeah.
So this is something that I have recently been kind of figuring out. My eldest is about to be 13 years old. And, you know, it was kind of that thing where you want to, you know, engage with them and communicate with them. So what I do is I establish a communication time frame with the kids. Well, first of all, I don't like talking to kids past 8:30 at night. Something happens to my brain. I like have a breakdown. I'm like, I cannot do it. Like, I need a minute. And so I pick a time where I'm like, this is our moment to like just chill and see what's going on. Like I sit down on the couch. We might have something to drink. Like I make it like a little bit of a a little bit of a situation where it's like,
Yes.
this is my time with mom. Right.
Some one-on-one
I make it
time.
kinda
Yeah.
special. This is my one-on-one time with mom. And I know that I'm already ready to like give her, like to talk to her, and versus like knocking on the door. Hey, you doing good in there? You okay? You know, and
Right.
not in like, not necessarily feeling like it's an intrusion, more so creating an environment for the conversation to take place where it's comfortable, and, you know, it's time set aside that's special for you and your child is thinking, wow, mom is considering me. Right. Versus kind of like that random, are you okay? You know,
Right.
So that's a little bit of what I feel like my kids love it. Even my eldest, he'll like come sit down and he'll talk to me. And then I'm like, you good? He's like, yep, I'm good. Then he gets up and walks to his room, you know?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, totally.
I dig it.
It's all just about like communication and finding your time and not taking too much of theirs as well. 'Cause I think
Exactly.
I think mommies kind of tend to want to do that.
Right, right. So Taylor, make a schedule with your kid instead of
Yeah.
bugging him all the time. So it'll set boundaries for you and set boundaries for him.
And don't worry, he's okay.
Right. Our next question is from Nicole, who's from New York, right here with us. So Nicole says, I became a single mom about a year ago. I'm 32. My son is 6. I've been trying to give myself more me time, but my own mom is judging me for going out with friends one night a week and leaving my son with her or a babysitter. I feel like she doesn't get it, doesn't understand what it's like to be a single mom to a kid. What do you think? I think your mom is a busybody, Nicole, and don't use her as a babysitter, and then she doesn't have to know your business. Okay?
Yeah, like how old is your mother?
Neferteri, any thoughts on Nicole's drama with her mama?
I fully agree. I think mama knows too much. Do not use her as
Yeah.
a sitter. And there's other
Yep.
ways to get support with sitters. I love setting parents up on, you know, where you find 4 friends or 4 relatives that love you and that get it. And you ask
Yes.
each of them once a month to watch your kid on the same day, the same time, where they schedule it in. So, you know, Kim, your homegirl Kim, she watches your kid or your kids
Right.
on Thursdays from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, like clockwork, right? Once a month.
Yes.
And then you have built-in support where it's not costing you an enormous bill. But
Right.
the mom thing, and then when you stop leaning on mom's going to get it. She's going to be like, I need to
Yes.
be quiet. I need to stop judging.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
that.
no, I don't see my grandkids now.
Yeah.
I like that, though, like a little babysitting network, a little village. That's what we need, right? It's all
Yeah.
about creating a
She's
community.
probably like a very old school mom. That's probably what it is. And she's like, what are you doing going out?
She's just jealous.
You should be at home. You're a mother. It's like, Mom, we're always at home. All right. All right. Our last question is from Marissa. Marissa says, I just became a single mom to a 12-year-old son. Sharing joint custody with my ex-husband, I've caught bits and pieces of him complaining about me to my son when they're together. And I'm worried he's putting my son against me. But I don't want to put my son in the position of asking, what does dad say? Should I? What can I do? Yeah, I think definitely you should just not ask that question. Because you're kind of doing what he's doing to your son, and someone has to show your son how to how to just be like a nice person and not talk shit, basically. You know what I mean? I think, yeah, just don't ask.
Neferteri,
I know it's
thoughts on that one?
Yes. So definitely don't ask the question, because if you find out what they're saying, it could be World War II. You don't want to go there. Yeah, because it's like, you're like, what is that? You might pull up on the house. It might get crazy. You don't want to do that, right?
exactly.
Just leave that alone. But I will say, one of the things that I do with my kids is shaping what love is for them and with them. So, like, I don't just tell my kids I love them. I ask them, why do you believe that mommy loves you? And I have them tell me what the examples are, because I want them to understand what love is from a healthy standpoint and point of view for as children and when they get older, because they can
especially
be
coming from a woman.
Yep. Yes, they can be manipulated in terms of love that is damaging. And they could say things like, oh, I hit you because I love you.
Right.
I lied to you because I love you. I'm trying to protect you, right?
Yeah.
So you want the child to really structure what love really is, and you can, even when dad says something or whoever says something about mom, that you're instilling what your relationship and your bond is, and you just re-communicate that, even if it's every day. Why does mommy love you? What is love to you?
Yeah.
I am going to absolutely, when I get home, I'm going to ask my boys, why do they believe that I love them? What is it that I'm doing that shows them? Because now I actually need to know the answer.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm going to tell Marissa, right? Yeah, don't ask the question. Don't put your kid in that position because that's not okay for the kid. I would say go right to your ex-husband and say, hey, listen, we got to be in this together. Please don't badmouth me. I do not badmouth you. And if it continues to happen, that's when you go to a resource like Single Moms Planet, or a parent coordinator, or you know, some other mediator to help you guys figure out how to not keep putting your kid in the middle, because it's so damaging.
So damaging. Yep.
Neferteri Plessy from Single Moms Planet, thank you so much for hanging out with us this afternoon.
Thank you, ladies. I had a great time.
It was great talking to you. It was a wealth of information, and if anybody wants to learn more, go to singlemomsplanet.org. You can follow Neferteri at Neferteri Plessy, and tons of resources. And hey, maybe we'll see you in Beverly Hills for the Single Moms Award.
Ooh.
I would love that.
That would be so much fun.
I'm totally joining, by the way. I'm not joking.
Oh, I can't wait. Thank you, ladies, so much, and feel free to connect anytime.
Awesome. Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye.
And thank you, Jesenia.
And thank you.
It's been another episode of Splitting Upward.
Splitting Upward.
You want to find me? You can find me at Julie
Where can
on
we
the
find
mic.
you, boo? Where can we find you?
Right now, I'm right here.
Go ahead.
I'm right here.
Tell us where we can find
But
you
if you
social
want to do the
media
social, you can find me at Instagram and Twitter at Julie on the mic. JulieOnTheMic. That was actually really hard to spell. Julie on the mic. And where can people find you, Jesenia?
You could find me on Instagram, which is literally my favorite thing ever. I'm always on there. At Jesenia Grams. It's not it is at Jesenia Grams. And on Twitter at Jesenia Tweets. And on Facebook at Jesenia Book.
And you can follow Splitting Upward at Splitting Upward. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You got burning questions? We want to give you non-burning, moisturizing answers. And so you could
soothing
DM us.
Oh,
they might not be so soothing. But you could DM us. You could slide into the DM.
Yeah, hashtag us.
Tweet us. Hashtag Ask Splitting Upward.
Yes.
Cool?
Yeah.
Cool.
And
then hitmom.com for parenting tips, stories. It's all there.
It's all there. Thank you. Thank you for being with me today.
Always.
And thank you guys for being with us and listening to us.
We'll be back again with another riveting episode of
Splitting Upward. Bye.